Dear friend, dear Stefanos, dear Valerie, dear members of the Movement of Democracy, it is a profound honor to be here with you tonight in Athens, the birthplace of democracy, and it is a great honor to welcome you in our party into the European Democrats, so I say, Kalos Ertate. I also bring warm greetings on behalf of François Bayrou, of our president, the president of our Democratic Party, to all the members of the Movement for Democracy, and to your dedicated leaders, Stefanos. He sends his heartfelt wishes for a successful Congress, and he wants you to know how much he values your shared commitment to a stronger and more democratic Europe. It is exactly this commitment to democracy, to European values, and to building a more just and transparent society which makes you a natural and vital part and ally of the European Democrats. In joining us, you are joining a truly European movement, one that believes in reform, in justice, and above all, in placing the citizen at the heart of political life. We are Democrats, we are humanists, committed to building a European democracy rooted in the shared values of peace, freedom, solidarity, and education. As centrists and federalists, we champion a union that is closer to its citizens, fostering unity through diversity, and striving for sustainable, fair, and competitive Europe that collaborates globally and looks confidently to the future. We want a more powerful and more democratic Europe, one that delivers results and projects its citizens. That means a union that is more efficient, ending the paralysis of national vetoes, and allowing coalition of willing countries to move forward faster, especially on key priorities like a European Defence Union. It means a union that is more powerful with its own resources to invest in defence, social cohesion, green and digital transitions. It means a union that is truly democratic, where the European Parliament has stronger powers, where citizens can engage, like you, more directly in the decision-making process, and where we vote for true European parties through transnational lists. We are absolutely committed to these key, indispensable, and unavoidable reforms to strengthen our union. In a world shaped by empires and power politics, if you are not strong enough to sit at the table, you'll end up on the menu. And we refuse to let Europe be served up by likes of Xi Jinping or Donald Trump. Friends, we are not here just to celebrate this partnership, but to reaffirm our shared responsibility, to stand up for democracy, to challenge the erosion of rule of law, and to fight corruption wherever it exists, in Brussels, Athens, Warsaw, everywhere. Greece today faces deep and structural challenges. The tragic Tempe train accident, which claimed 57 lives, many of them young students, was not just a mishap, but a failure of the state. It exposed neglected infrastructure, absent accountability, and the lack of courage from those in power. Despite clear warnings and available EU funds, the Mitsotakis government failed to act. And when disaster came, they responded with evasion instead of accountability. The tragedy at Tempe was not just a technical failure. It exposed a deeper system of cronyism, where party loyalty trumps public services. At its core is a culture of nepotism, with key roles handed to relative and close allies of the Prime Minister. A system built on privilege, not merit, and one that feels increasingly distant from the lives of ordinary citizens. Let me be very clear. Justice delayed is justice denied. The European Democratic Party calls for full transparency, full accountability and full justice, not just for the families of the victims, but for all Greek citizens who have a right to trust their institutions. Greece today faces a serious crisis in transparency and press freedom. It currently ranks at the bottom of the EU Press Freedom Index, a deeply troubling sign for any democracy. And the recent Blue Sky scandal has exposed yet another case of opacity and abuse of power, raising serious concern about the misuse of public resources. This is not an isolated phenomenon. These aren't just scandals. They are signs of a deeper breakdown in democratic accountability. When press freedom is under threat and institutions are weakened, democracy begins to fade. The Predator spyware case is even more serious. It shows a government turning its power against its own people. This isn't just a privacy violation, it strikes at the core of democratic life. Let us be honest. When the freedom of the press and the right of free speech is threatened, democracy is threatened. When surveillance is weaponized against political opponents, it is not just a national issue, it is a European crisis. Let us also consider the European People's Party, which includes New Democracy and claims to defend democracy and the rule of law. It cannot do so credibly if it condemns authoritarianism in opposition, as in Hungary, but stays silent when in power, as in Greece. Defending European values must be consistent. And let me be clear, selective silence is complicity. This is why we as European Democrats have called for a stronger mechanism at the European level to monitor and enforce the rule of law. Corruption and abuse of power are not internal matters. They are European matters because they affect our common values, our shared future, and the trust that binds us together as a union. To your friend in the Movement for Democracy, to our friend in the Movement for Democracy, your fight is our fight. We stand with you. We stand with you in defending transparency, judicial independence, and a modern, merit-based Greece. And we stand against a government that treats migration as a threat, using illegal pushbacks and xenophobic rhetoric to echo the far right. This policy don't just violate human rights, they betray Europe's values. These and the many other challenges that you and the Greek people face are not just domestic or even regional. They are geopolitical and they are European. And nowhere is this clearer than in Cyprus. Let me repeat what I've said to you before. The current situation in Cyprus is unacceptable. The continued occupation of a part of an EU member state by a foreign army has no place in the 21st century Europe. The only viable solution is a unified Cyprus within the framework of bizonal, bicommunal federation in the full respect of UN resolution and European law. This is not a question of foreign policy, it's a question of European sovereignty and of our commitment to peace, justice and the rule of law. Defending our union means caring for every part of it, not just where conflict flares, but where quiet neglect endures. Greece's remote islands face real challenges, but they are not peripheral. They are central to who we are. That's why the European Democratic Party puts island and outermost regions at the heart of our agenda. No citizen should be left behind. These areas deserve real support and equal opportunity in the European project. Friends, I'm not here today only as the Secretary General of the European Democrats, but as someone who truly believes that Europe can only be strong if its democracies are strong. And democracy is not just about elections. It is about trust. It is about independent institutions, responsible governance, and an engaged, empowered citizenry. This is why the movement for democracy matters. You are offering Greek citizens a real choice, a pro-European choice, a democratic, progressive choice, a choice based not on slogan of fear, but on vision, integrity, and responsibility. Stefanos, none of this would be possible without your bold leadership. Your courage and determination in founding a new political force have been remarkable. By stepping forward, you've given the Greek people not just a new party, but a renewed sense of hope. And we look forward to supporting you in this journey of renewal, responsibility, and democratic ambition for Greece. Your party and your vision is important for all of us in Europe, because Greece, this beautiful, proud, ancient country, has always been more than its borders. It is a symbol. Greece is a symbol of freedom, dignity, of democratic spirit. Your people gave Europe its name. Now, together, let us give Europe a new hope. Let us be bold enough to demand justice. Let us be honest enough to confront corruption. And let us be united enough to defend democracy in Greece, in Europe, and around the world. Thank you very much.
Πριν συνεχίσουμε, εκ παραδρομής και ζητάμε συγγνώμη εκ μέρους του Προεδρείου. Στο Προεδρείο μετέχει ακόμα ένας αγωνιστής της Δημοκρατίας από την εποχή του Πολυτεχνείου, Γιάννης Ονισταζάκης, όπου τον καλούμε και αυτόν στο βήμα, συγγνώμη, στο Προεδρείο. Επίσης,